Gobble gobble, y'all. RGT here. And we've been doing a ton of Black Friday coverage on the channel, of course, because Black Friday is cool. You get to buy video games for very cheap prices. But one thing I was on the lookout for was the Nintendo Switch eShop Black Friday deals. They hadn't announced them. I was wondering when they were going to announce them. Well, they just announced them. So we're going to talk about those in this video because there are some extremely good games at extremely good prices on here. Make sure you guys stick around until the end of the video to see the cheap games on the list, the $5 or less games, because there's some real bangers on there. And of course, all of the games are on sale as the time of the filming of this video. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications turned on, all of that sort of jazz. Most of these deals are going until the end of the month, but I just wanted to throw that out there in case one or two games just kind of disappears and you're like, well, RGT lied. And it's like, no, you should have been subscribed. What's the problem here? Do you not like my Scott the Woz impression anymore? But without any further ado, let's get into the list of games. Kicking things off, we have a couple first-party Nintendo Switch titles at some good prices. I wouldn't say necessarily great prices, but the first game available is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity at $41.99. Now, I definitely like this game. I wouldn't say I loved it. It wasn't nearly as satisfying for me as the original Hyrule Warriors game was, but I do think there is a lot of value in this, and it still can be very fun, especially if you're a big fan of Breath of the Wild, as that's the universe that this game takes place in. It, of course, takes place a little bit before the original Breath of the Wild storyline does, so you get some backstory in there, a lot of fun characters to play as. They've done subsequent DLC to the game as well. A very solid game. If you're a fan of the original Hyrule Warriors and a fan of that style of gameplay, plus you like Zelda, this should already be in your collection, but in case you've been waiting for a price drop, Age of Calamity, $41.99, definitely a solid value. The next game on the list is Super Mario Odyssey, coming in at $41.99. Of course, this game has been on sale quite a few times at discounted prices, but I just love this game. I seriously think it's my favorite Nintendo Switch game. I'm not going to talk about it very long. Obviously, New Donk City, the greatest Mario level ever. But if you haven't picked up Super Mario Odyssey for whatever reason, I can't imagine you own a Switch without this game. You definitely owe it to yourself to pick this up. And at $41.99, definitely good to save some money. The next game on the list is a game that rarely goes on sale for whatever reason, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, also at $41.99. Now, I love this game. I think this is one of the best Nintendo Switch exclusive games that a lot of people don't talk about because it's not like a mainline Nintendo IP that we're all very familiar with. It's not Yoshi or Kirby or Link or Mario. Like, it's Marvel. And yes, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan in the world, but there's a heavy emphasis on X-Men in this game, and I am a fan of X-Men. I am a fan of Spider-Man, so right then and there, I'm very interested in it. I really like the story. I think the gameplay is really good. There has been subsequent DLC added into the game as well, which I never really checked out because it wasn't like completely new stuff, which is what I kind of wanted. But I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is a fantastic game. If you're a gamer who likes, you know, video games and likes action adventure games, this is definitely something that needs to be on your list. And of course, it has online play as well, so super good game overall. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, $41.99, definitely a game I recommend picking up. Next up, Dragon Quest XI is on sale for the Nintendo Switch, coming in at $34.99. Now, this is a super good RPG. Like, obviously, Dragon Quest XI was kind of a resurgence for the Dragon Quest franchise. I don't really think it ever went away, but it sort of brought it into the limelight and the mainstream once again because of the fact that it's just top to bottom a really good classic style RPG game with, you know, turn-based combat, interesting characters, interesting levels that you go across within the game, a decent leveling system that's pretty much, you know, straight out of a traditional RPG. I love the music in this game. Some people don't like the music in the game because it sounds kind of hokey, like a 1960s Batman television show, but I think it adds to the charm of the game. I really enjoy this game. It looks and runs great on the Nintendo Switch as well. So if you're an RPG fan and you haven't picked up this game, Dragon Quest XI at $34.99 should be an absolute no-brainer. Also on the list, we have NBA 2K22 coming in at $29.99. I've said it a million times about this game whenever it goes on sale. It's a really good basketball game. I'm obviously a very big Knicks fan and a Hornets fan as well, so whenever the new basketball games drop, I always check them out. NBA 2K 2022 is definitely a return to form for the franchise. I was very disappointed with NBA 2K 2021, mainly because of the shot stick mechanics. I thought they just kind of sucked, honestly. But this game, it definitely gets it right, and it feels feels like a really good basketball experience. If you're a hoops fan, this is the only ball game in town, so why not save some coin on it with NBA 2K22 at $29.99, but make sure you have a lot of space on your memory card because it's going to take up a lot of room. Another game that's going to take up a lot of room on your SD card is Doom Eternal, coming in at $23.99. Now, when we talk about impossible ports on the Nintendo Switch, this one is definitely up there because of just how crazy this game is. I will say it does run pretty good on the Nintendo Switch. It looks really good too, I feel, for a Nintendo Switch version of the game, and it's a lot of fun. I really like the single player aspect of the game. Personally, I was a bit disappointed in the multiplayer aspect. I wish it had the multiplayer of Doom 2016, more of that traditional style. It just kind of goes off in a different direction, which I mean is fine, but I really feel like the traditional multiplayer style would have been better suited for this game, but it's still an awesome game. And at $23.99, it's definitely worth checking out Doom Eternal because I mean, it's Doom, man. It's Doom. Another crazy port on the Nintendo Switch is Alien Isolation, which is on sale for $17.49, and this might be the scariest game on the Nintendo Switch. Like, there's games like Outlast and stuff, and you know, Outlast is definitely pretty scary. I've jumped at that game quite a few times, but I think Alien Isolation just takes the cake because it's just insanity. The face hugger constantly following you around, people, or like robot people trying to kill you, actual people trying to kill you. It's like a stealth survival horror game, but you do have weaponry in the game, and I feel like the implementation of that is just absolutely fantastic. This is one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch as far as a realistic style is concerned. So if you're a fan of kind of spoopy games and you know you've been sleeping on Alien Isolation, do not sleep any longer. I wish this had a freaking physical edition, but Alien Isolation at $17.49, an absolute banger of a game and a game that you need to check out. The recently released Castlevania Advance Collection is on sale on the Nintendo Switch for $14.99. You, of course, get 3 Game Boy Advance Castlevania games, with Aria of Sorrow definitely being the best one out of them, but there's enjoyment to be had out of all of these games. I definitely really enjoyed this collection. I finished up Aria of Sorrow a couple weeks ago. I need to finish up Harmony of Dissonance as well, but these are just solid Metroidvania games. You know, after Symphony of the Night, Castlevania definitely focused on this direction, and I think these are sort of the ground roots and sort of the roots of this project as a whole, as far as really sort of refining that Metroidvania experience. And these games are just awesome games to play, super fun. So if you've been sleeping on the Castlevania Advance Collection, save the $5 and snag it for $14.99. One of my favorite racing games is currently on sale, and that is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered for the Nintendo Switch, coming in at $14.79. A really fun game, a really good looking game, and a really well running port on the Nintendo Switch. It's a super fun racing game. It definitely feels more like a Burnout style game than a Need for Speed game, but I think that's why I like it. You're constantly taking out other cars, you're constantly taking out cop cars, a lot of different mission types, a lot of different mission variety, and just top to bottom, a super fun racing game. If you haven't picked up this one yet, even though I've talked about it many times, which means you're not listening to me, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered at $14.79 should definitely be a game on your radar if you are a racing fan. Blizzard Arcade Collection is on sale for $9.99, and this consists of Blackthorn, The Lost Vikings, The Lost Vikings 2, Rock and Roll Racing, and RPM Racing. Now, some of these games might not be household names, and you might hate Blizzard because of what they're doing as far as real-world situations are concerned, but I'm just looking at it from a video game perspective, and getting 5 games for $9.99 is definitely a good deal. Blackthorn's a really cool game. It's sort of like a Prince of Persia, another world-style game, except you actually have weaponry. The Lost Vikings, of course, is classic. Rock and Roll Racing and RPM Racing are really classic arcade-style racing games. Super fun stuff. Like I said, you might not think of Blizzard when you think of arcade racing games. You might think of Bobby. But of course, these are super fun games, and if you want to pick them up at a discounted price, the Blizzard Arcade Collection is on sale for $9.99. Alright, so let's check out some of the games that are $4.99 or less because you are a cheap ass. I'm sure more games will be added into this list on Thursday, but as of right now, these are the games that are on sale that I definitely recommend at $4.99 or less. The first game is Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Didn't I already talk about that? No, I was talking about the Castlevania Advanced Collection. Castlevania Anniversary Collection, of course, consists of 8-bit and 16-bit Castlevania games. Comes in at $4.99. I mean, they're awesome games. Like, they're super good games. If you like Castlevania, you should have already bought these. But considering the fact that you could buy the Castlevania Anniversary Collection and the Castlevania Advanced Collection for $20 combined, like, just buy these. Like, don't argue with me. Just buy them. If you like video games, you'll like this. And of course, it is worth mentioning that the Contra Anniversary Collection is also on sale for $4.99. I'm not the biggest Contra guy in the world, but I can appreciate this compilation because once again, it has the 8-bit and 16-bit Contra games on there. Speaking of Contra, Rogue Core is on sale for $3.99. And you know what? Bite the bullet for $3.99. It's not a great game. It definitely doesn't feel like a traditional Contra game. It feels kind of like those 3D Contra games that they tried to make. The story and the characters I could do without, but it's still kind of fun. And that's what we're looking for here. Something that's kind of fun. And Contra Rogue Core at $3.99, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it. I don't think this game is worth $20 or $30, but at $4, especially if you're a Contra fan, you can have some fun with it. Contra Rogue Core, $3.99. Sticking with the old school style of games, Double Dragon 4 is on sale for $3.50, and I don't care what anyone says, Double Dragon 4 is a fun game. I like this game. Yes, it plays and looks a lot like Double Dragons on the NES did, but the gameplay is more refined. There's throwbacks to classic characters from the original Double Dragon games. There's new characters. There's throwbacks to the music of classic Double Dragon games. There's new music. There's new areas to visit. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. This game got critically panned. Everyone hated it, and I don't understand why, because I played the game and I had fun with it. Double Dragon 4, $3.50. A game that's commonly on sale, but is on sale once again, Thief Simulator. I love this game, $1.99. Just buy it. Stop questioning, because you've seen this game pop up on these lists before, and you're like, why does he always talk about Thief Simulator? It's because it's a good-ass game. It's a sandbox game in which you try to rob people, and of course you have to avoid the cops as well, as they're trying to, you know, capture you because you're breaking and entering and, you know, causing mischief and chaos in these small little towns, and then you got to go and pawn the stuff. I love this game. I love this game. It's a simple premise. It's executed very well. It's a super fun game. It being a sandbox game, there's lots of variables to it as well. So I definitely recommend Thief Simulator at $1.99. And the final game, arguably game of the year, Dot Cat Milk. I guess we say the Dot, $1.99. I don't want to drink cat milk, but you're actually a white little cat who tries to find milk to drink. Then once you accomplish your mission, it's time to go home. A fluffy white cat. Now, beyond just the games we talked about in this video, because they're kind of the highlights just for me personally, there are a ton of other games available on the Switch eShop right now. I definitely recommend just scrolling through it to see if anything catches your eye. We got games like The Messenger on sale, Hades, Dark Souls Remastered, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Cyber Shadow, which is a super fun game, definitely a little bit on the difficult side. Spelunky 2 is on sale. Capcom is having a big sale as well. Capcom hates when you use their footage, but you can pretty much see here, it's pretty much the same, you know, Capcom games that we always tend to get on sale. There's a lot of good ones on here. DMC3, amazing game, like such a good version of the game too, by far the best version. All your Resident Evils, your Street Fighters, which you should already own because I always talk about them. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff on sale on this. There's the Sega Ages stuff on here. So I really feel like there's something for everyone. So let me know in the comments section down below what games you plan on picking up for Black Friday, whether they're physical games from the things that we talked about earlier in the week. Make sure you guys check out those videos talking about which retailers to go to, and of course GameStop's big sale, or if you're picking them up on the eShop because you don't want to deal with people, and I don't blame you. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. I hope you guys have a great holiday, whether you're in the States and you celebrate Thanksgiving or you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't care. You know, have a good Thursday. You know, Thursday is coming. Have a good Thursday. And I probably will have a video up on Thursday. Maybe not. Just sort of depends. But be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys for your support. If anything, I'm thankful for you guys watching my stupid ass talk about video games, because I mean, you allow me to live my dream, which I mean, that's awesome. Thank you guys. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.